Hey guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel as Chukwude Footwear. So please, if you're joining us for the first time, please do it to like, share and subscribe to get more relating content regarding shoemaking video, and also to get this video across to other people that might find it interesting. So this is a video on how to draw this particular pattern for a baking stock mold. So I'm gonna be giving you guys a basic understanding on this particular drawing. So after lasting my last, the next thing I did was to do a freehand sketching, and the reason for freehand sketching was to get a basic on the pattern drawing. So after the freehand sketching, I now move over to the main drawing, which I use a red biro depending on whatever you want to use to get the drawing more visible, so that you know how to cut out the pattern. And in this particular pattern just has two parts, which is the main uppercase and the straps attached to it. So whenever you're drawing a pattern, you should know how many parts that are in that particular pattern and know how to identify them. So for this particular one, it's actually two parts in this particular pattern, which is the main pattern and the straps. So I just have to do a detailed drawing on this particular work so that you can get understanding on what we are doing. You must have the basic knowledge in drawing, like basic, even if it's a freehand sketch. At least you must know how to do a freehand sketch. And whenever you're drawing a pattern, detailing matters. In short, detailing matters in every step regarding shoemaking. If your drawing or your pattern drawing does not have enough detail, when you get to a stage of drafting it out, you'll find it difficult, because the error that you ignored in pattern drawing will surely reflect in pattern drafting. There are difference between pattern drawing and pattern drafting. I hope that in this particular video I should get enough time to explain the difference between pattern drawing and pattern drafting. They are totally two different things. So after your pattern drawing, the next thing you need to do is cutting out the excessive part in your pattern. The reason is because if you don't cut it out, you won't be able to peel off the exact pattern which you've drawn or the one needed. So after your pattern drawing, the next thing to do is to cut off the excessive part, depending on what you're going to use. But for me, I do use a cutter knife in cutting off excessive part. I did it gradually and slowly, because if anything makes me to do mistake and cut into the main pattern, that means there is an error. So it is better for you to be slow and steady to get a better result than for you to be fast and do a mistake. So if you have any question to ask in this video, please do well to drop it in the comment section. After the cutting of the excessive part in this video, this is how the work look like. Afterwards, the next thing we have to do is the peeling off of the pattern from the last. And in this particular stage, you have to be careful in removing of the last, so that the masking tape won't get detached from each other. So whenever you're removing whenever you're removing a masking tape, it is better for you to be slow. So we gradually removed it from the last, if you can see it in this particular video. And another thing, why are they actually cut this excessive part exactly from the line drawn on the masking tape, was to just give it a little bit allowance, so that whenever I want to cut out the pattern from the cardboard paper, I will get to see a chance or allowance for cutting. That is why I not actually cut it from the exact pattern. So remember to always give allowance in any work you're doing. This pattern on the cardboard paper, the next thing we did was to properly dress this pattern. And the reason is because if you don't dress it, the main pattern might be squeezed, and when you want to trace it out on the main pattern, there will be an error. So we carefully dress this pattern. Since it's a masking tape, you can cut a notch on it for proper dressing of the pattern. So after the dressing of the pattern on the cardboard paper, we now added extra 1.5 inch from the masking tape And the reason for that is an allowance between the insole and the last. There must be an allowance between the insole and the last. Like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment on this video.